All right, next team on the list, you got the Broncos, who've been a little quieter but they've, the one thing I will say is they did sign Ronald Darby, who definitely helps to fill in the holes there at corner that they wish they could get more production out of, and then franchise tagging Justin Simmons was a must. So
Now
yeah.
favorites for Deshaun next to San Francisco. That would be a very interesting team.
To where, the Broncos or to the
For the Broncos, yeah, because I feel like obviously with
100%.
Fangio, they have the defense together, the offense.
And the wide receivers. I mean, they have the guy. You know what's sad too is I watched a ton of film of their wide receiver. Yeah, exactly. I forget what's that wide receiver's name that's there. I can't remember. He's from SMU. They drafted him like a year or two ago, and I have watched so much film on this guy, and I was like, please get drafted by the Bears. And then we didn't. I forgot who we drafted, but it wasn't him. Courtland Sutton. Yeah, I said draft Courtland Sutton because I loved him coming out of college, and I was wanting him to go to the Bears because I felt like he could fall to them. And of course, they didn't get him, but the Broncos got him, and then they ended up getting the wide receiver out of Alabama. Again, name is escaping me, but he's super talented wide receiver. And then they get
the Broncos are like so far out. Yeah,
Jerry Jeudy. And then who's the slot receiver? You can help me out with the third.
I'm just pull up the depth chart at this point.
The slot receiver out of Penn State is Hamler. There we go. I helped myself out. They get Hamler in there, who I loved watching him at Penn State because he was such a utility guy that could do so much. He was kind of reminds me of like a Tariq Cohen. He's just like a little taller, but so he's like a guy that you could just use all over the place in your offense. So that they're a great place for a guy like Deshaun Watson to end up at. But I doubt that's going to happen because it's the Broncos, and I don't know. Deshaun Watson, is he over the height of 6'5"? I don't think so. No, he
might just get there.
He's not a super tall, lanky, nothing quarterback.
He's a very short 6'2".
Yeah.
So it's not gonna work out.
No, can't happen. Anyway, so the Broncos, I doubt it. They're probably gonna who's a quarterback in this draft they'd probably sign. I mean,
Trask.
Trask. that's what's gonna happen with Denver. They're gonna get that's 100%. Lock it in. Trask is getting drafted by Denver. Yeah, Kellen Mond's from Texas A&M. So next team we got is the Chiefs, which I am interested in what they're going to do moving forward with the rest of free agency, because I am shocked by the fact that they cut both of their tackles. I get that they're not healthy, and I get that they haven't been super healthy, but when they are healthy, they're two of the best tackles. Kyle Long signing makes sense if you already have depth. Like, if you want Kyle Long for depth, I think that's a great signing this year. But if you're signing him because you want him to be a very productive starter, is an interesting signing, considering you just went through the Super Bowl where you had no tackles whatsoever. And the Chiefs very quickly were the example of why you need to sign offensive line and have an offensive line moving forward. So I don't really understand that. Joe Thuney, though, massive signing, great signing. Joe Thuney played I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he started and played in every single game for the Patriots since 2016. That's what I'm saying. It's like them trying to fill a hole with a player that isn't good enough to fill that hole. And that's exactly what is happening with Kyle Long. But Joe Thuney, though, great signing. Spectacular signing, because he is a very, very consistently Pro Bowl level guard who is only 27 years old. So that 5-year contract will only put him at the age of 32, which we're seeing now, especially with how healthy he's been in the offensive line. I mean, look at Williams and the left tackle for 49ers signing a deal basically until he's the age of like 38, 39 years old. So offensive line having a contract going until 32, not a bad deal whatsoever. And I'm sure the last 2 years, so exactly. So it's one of those where after year 3 and 4, when he becomes 30, 31 years old, they could probably avoid it in the 5th year if they need to. So great signing there. Taco Charlton's more of a depth signing. I don't really see Taco Charlton actually making any productive minutes there. But when you're a team that made it to the Super Bowl, getting a guy who can maybe come in and play a role here and there and add depth to your defensive line is not a bad thing. That's not shocking in the least, but yeah, yeah, exactly. Taco Charlton, again, another one of those first round picks. We were just talking about earlier how first round picks generally do not get a lot of, first round picks are so highly coveted, and then people like Taco Charlton happen where the Cowboys take a shot on him and he ends up basically being a depth tight or defensive end. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's one of those where I'm like, I guess the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day, so they don't really need to worry about being good. But your offensive line is obviously something that was a hindrance. So getting cutting 2 tackles and signing 2 guards somehow fixes that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there, but yeah, it's an interesting signing. So
okay, great. I'm glad you were still on the part with the Chiefs, because the long signing, sorry if I was listening, but I don't know if you went through this. Do you think they're projecting him to be starter or just simply depth?
I almost think they're going to try to start him. I really do. I think they're going to try to start him because he played at right guard, so he could slide over to right tackle. Yeah, that's what I think. I think they're going to try to start him either at right guard or right tackle.
Yeah, I don't think he would have signed there if he wasn't going to be starting either, to be honest with you.
Well, and that guard with 2 last names, the one who is a doctor, he should probably come back as a guard, and then they'll probably try to move him over right tackle and make that work. I don't think it's going to, because I don't think he's going to stay healthy the whole season. But I mean, here's the thing: there we go, Duvernay turned up. If he is healthy the whole season, then yeah, it's a great signing. But if he's not healthy the whole season, then you're basically taking a flyer on a guy who has never been healthy his entire life. So
a comment that I really resonated with was it's going to be very weird seeing Kyle Long on another team's IR list.
Yeah. I thought that was going to end with jersey number, jersey, and I was prepared for that, and then he hit me with that, and that caught me off guard. Yeah, that's straight up facts. But yeah, no, that's gonna be shocking. All right, move on to the Raiders. Done with that. So Raiders, we got so John Brown, the guy I was talking crap about earlier with the Bills, gets signed with the Raiders right here. So I don't know how to, John Brown, hopefully he's a depth guy. The Raiders have been taking flyers on receivers the last few years, with Aguilar last year on a 1-year deal for $3 million. I don't know what they're doing. Go to a touchdown. Yeah, that's true. That's the one thing he's got. It's the one thing he's got in his arsenal. If he can find the end zone and he can actually finish the route and catch the ball and end up in the end zone, celebration game is on point. And then we re-sign Bully Incognito here to another deal. So I mean, he played really well. And then what are we going to? Oh boy. Great, now we're getting flagged.
Oh yeah. DMCA. No, it's gone. Too late. It wasn't there long enough.
You tried. Oh boy. All right, so yeah, Richie Incognito getting re-signed. Great, whatever. Great, I guess. I mean, and then he played well, but he's old, so is he going to keep up that production? I don't know. Yannick Ngakoue, that's a great signing for them, because when he's actually huh?
Yeah, I saw his age on when I was reading, and I blew my mind. Let me make sure. I googled incognito and it came up with the private browsing for Firefox. Thanks. I understand that.
Dylan, Richie Incognito. Yeah, Dylan, Richie Incognito was old when he was bullying that one guy.
That's what blew my mind. I thought he was younger. Was he one of those old college people? I
don't know. I think he's just been in the league forever and finally starting to really actually produce.
Wild.
Yeah. But anyways, Yannick Ngakoue, great signing, $26 million, 2 years. Yannick Ngakoue, when he actually wants to play for the team he's on, he actually can play very well. It's just getting him to actually want to be there is the issue. So evidently he wants to be there in Oakland. So good on them. Hopefully they get him back at his normal, level of play, because I think he's one of the better pass rushers in the league if he is playing well. And then Jonathan Hankins is a must re-sign for a depth guy as well as a really core to that defensive line. Solomon Thomas, Quentin Jefferson,
the only
Nicholas
player
Morrow.
better than Trubisky, Solomon Thomas.
But anyways, yeah, Raiders are doing John Gruden things, so whatever.
Grinders.
Yeah, exactly. Then we move on to the Chargers, who are a little bit more. This is an incredible signing and makes me laugh as a Bears fan because I get to just watch the Packers slowly get rid of players that are helpful to Aaron Rodgers. So Corey Linsley, great center for the Packers, goes over to the Chargers, who desperately needed offensive line help. So that's an incredible signing. And then maintaining a little bit by re-signing a corner as well as their kicker, who was pretty productive. So. And is young as well. So that's
shout out to confusing me about the running back Mike Davis when I saw the re-signing. I know, right? That. Which also a cool fact too that came up when I was listening on the radio. Corey Linsley was undrafted. Imagine going from undrafted to signing like a $63 million deal.
Yeah, that's great.
Crazy.
That's good for him, man. Good for him.
And who the hell is this?
Michael Badgley. He's like 26 years old, kicker. He's been somewhat productive. He has not been super consistent, but he's got a lot of talent and he kicks the ball super far. So guess what? We're going to keep re-signing him because, it's one of those where if he finally...
Take your shot.
Well, if he finally plays consistently, then you have a kicker who can kick the ball very far and consistently.
Yeah.